There's a calling on my life. He's working through me. I'm sure.
Good evening, and welcome. You have joined us live on Facebook Live, on Break Free, on IntellectualRadio.com. So excited to be in the studio on this evening. We're here every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And guess what, y'all? We have a very special guest. I'm telling you, when you hear this dynamic woman of God speak, you to transform your thoughts, your mind, and some of your concepts about what you can do and what you cannot do as an entrepreneur. Well. So we are on Break Free, and we invite you to Break Free. So this is your host, Lady C, and we have Melissa in the house. And we have Latoya.
Latoya's in the
We
house.
have this beautiful woman. This is Black Women Month. We've been celebrating Black women in the month of April, and I told you this is my birthday month, and she blessed us with some roses, y'all. Yes, I told you this is double nickels for me this month, so we're gonna be celebrating all month Black women and what we are doing, because here we don't just point out things that are going wrong. We are not here to murmur. We are not here to complain. What we are here to do is to offer solutions. This is the solution ground. This is a fertile ground. This is where we plant seeds so that you can take this information back and grow yourself, grow your business. So without further ado, I want to invite Latoya to say hello to our guests out there.
Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
So she is being very meek and mild and kind of quiet right now. But let me tell you, I'm going to tell you about this fireball. I am going to tell you about her. See, a lot of you are having a hard time being entrepreneurs of one business, right? Some people are having a hard time. We have a lot of questions about, I can't get my one business off the ground.
Well,
I'm just saying. Well, guess what? She is an Airbnb owner. She is a motivational speaker. She is an investor. She is a business coach. She is a full-time employee for someone else. She is an employer and an employee. She does it all. You know what? On her website, she is an extraordinaire, to me, an extraordinary entrepreneur, because she doesn't just have one, not just two, but she has several businesses that she has started. But I'm not going to take the bandwagon from her, because I want you to get to know Latoya. I want you to get to know her like I've grown to know her just from the small time that we just sat and talked, and from looking at her website, because she has a lot of knowledge. She has overcome some stuff. She has a testimony. And we believe in telling our testimonies, because see, things don't just happen to us, they happen for us.
Yes.
And it's not just for us, it's for us to share, so that others know that they can get beyond whatever they experience as well.
Yes.
So with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to you.
So,
just tell them all about you, where you're from. See, they don't know that you're right here from Chicago. They don't know all that you're doing right here in Chicago. So we're going to put that mic up to you.
All right.
And we're going to allow you to just tell our audience, who's Latoya?
Latoya is from the west side of Chicago.
West side, y'all hear that?
And actually, when my grandparents migrated here, a lot of people don't know we lived in the Hornets projects. But where we really, I was raised on Van Buren and Cicero on the west side of Chicago in the Austin community. That's where my roots are. I am one of 10 children, 8 surviving. My mother was a very spontaneous woman, very, very strong-willed, and I'm actually the tallest girl also in my family. So I went to May Community Academy grammar school on the west side, and I graduated from Orr High School on the west side as well. And after high school, I went to DeVry and got my bachelor's in accounting, and then went to Keller and got my master's in finance. And I've just kind of been a bookworm all my life, just a nerd, always reading. So a lot of the things, either they came naturally to me when it came to business, or I was just always reading upon those things. And then just decided to expand on those things as I got older, and those experiences came that challenged me to bring those that gift and those strengths out of me that I've acquired over the years.
So you heard she is from the West Side, y'all. She grew up on the West Side. What was it a single mother home? What give them a little background about
yeah.
your
So
home.
we lived with my mother and my stepfather, whom actually passed away in like '95. So after that, we were raised by a single woman. But you couldn't tell because she kept us in line. She was very strict. All her kids are here to tell about it. She raised us with respect of others just as well as herself. So you wouldn't have known we were raised by a single Black woman because she had a good hold on us.
Now, in your journey, you said that you went off and you got your degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first stepped out into that work world, where'd you plant yourself?
While I was in undergrad, I was actually working for Federal Mogul, which is GMC suppliers. So I worked on a machine, like literally one of few women in this organization, manufacturing, making car parts for General Motors. And so I started there, and from there, I went into the finance industry, where my first job was accounting. And it became boring to me because it's like, trial balances, debits, credits is just this everyday, no ambiguity, no creativity. And then I'm like, hey, I want to do something else. And then that's when I decided to go into finance, which gives you, whether you're in finance or accounting, those degrees give you an opportunity to go in just about any industry. And I have worked in so many different industries, from auto to aerospace to consumer beauty, finance. I've been afforded the opportunity because of my education and experience to work in those organizations.
So you would say that your education was just a stepping stool to where you are today. Now you're an entrepreneur. So give us a feel on how you went from being, this in the corporate side of things to becoming an entrepreneur. What made you take that turn?
What made me become an entrepreneur is I just like to help people. That's where it's like my energy levels go real high. I love to see people succeed. And it would just be things that my friends would ask me that I naturally knew. But then I started to surround myself with people that realized that I had a gift, and they wanted to help cultivate that gift and bring it out of me. And so, it really literally like came to me, like, when I wanted to start a business, I knew what it was. One of my first businesses was actually a cleaning company. My mother was from the South, and she taught me how to clean really well, which is contributed to my success of my Airbnb because everybody loves how clean it is. And so my first business was a cleaning company called Busybody.
I like that.
Which people will call me because I'm a busybody too. But it made sense, and it did well, and I had a great business partner. But as you start businesses, until you'll go through so many starting businesses until you find your niche. And now I've found my niche. But I also starting these businesses and going through life experiences. I just started. I didn't want to be stressed, and I didn't want to be stretched. So, I had to, just pray, ask God, Lord, teach me how to prosper, which is Isaiah, I think 43:11. Lord, teach me how to prosper. And so, because you can be doing so many things and you're busy, but you're not productive. And now that I've scaled it back and said, you know what, I'm not going to be stressed or stretched. I know when to say no, and I know when to say yes.
You found your voice.
Yes.
She said, I know when to say no, and I know when to say yes.
Yeah.
And she said, you can be busy and not prosper.
Yeah. Yep.
Not be productive.
Be productive. And I'm sure there's plenty of those out there who are listening who have started a business or are trying to start a business, and you might be about doing a lot of busy work, and you aren't prospering, and you aren't making it doesn't seem like it's making it happen. But you went to the Lord and asked for guidance.
Yeah.
See, I hear that so clear. Ask for guidance. When you're an entrepreneur, ask for guidance. What other tools that you use in building your business, and what tools would you give others in building their business?
You have to really educate yourself and surround, don't be afraid to say that you need help or I don't know, because when you become an entrepreneur, you are wearing the hats of everything and everybody you need. Every business is going to need somebody to check on their finances. Every business is going to need somebody to do their marketing. Every business is going to need somebody to do their communication. And you can be everything to everybody. So you have to really sit down and understand what you need to do to get it off the ground, like build that foundation, and then ask God to continue to give you the bricks and the people, send the help to help you build it up.
So would you?
So I'm always praying about it.
Never cease praying.
Right.
So would you say that you had to expand your circle of contacts or people that were around you?
Yeah.
Because some people can't go every place you go.
That's so true. And let me say, I have it's not about quantity when it comes to friends, it's about quality. And I have some very great friends that are of quality that are accountable to me, and I'm accountable to them. And some of us, some of us are made to be entrepreneurs. Some of us are made to just work 9 to 5. Some of us can do both, clearly. But it's okay if you have friends that, they don't want to be an entrepreneur, but they support you in being that. But those friends can help push you into that entrepreneurship, because that's not where they want to be. So you do have to expand your circle to get around like-minded people to understand where you need to go. So that's very important. And if you're not willing to just take a step of faith and step out there and change your surroundings and meet new people, then you're going to struggle. And I prayed to God about that too. I said, God, I need to meet people. Like, it was like a burning sensation, like something else needs to happen. I felt it, and I started praying about it, but it was like, no, it's more in me. Who is going to bring it out? And I started praying, and when you ask, He delivers. And I have some really great friends that have, through a multitude of them, have just expanded my network, whether it's just, becoming great friends with other people, or just helping getting opportunities for my business. But you have to put yourself out there. You have to be a people's person. You have to have some social skills to be able to go out there and talk to people that don't look like you, or not of like mind, and be able to influence people of all kind, not just those within your culture and your race.
Don't limit yourself.
Exactly.
Never limit yourself, because the only limits you have are the limits you put on yourself.
Exactly.
So you said that you have a productive business right here on the West Side. Tell our audience about your business on the West Side.
So on the West Side, I operate an Airbnb called Dorothy's Place, which is one of 2 businesses that operate on the West Side, but the Airbnb is specific to the West Side. And Dorothy's Place got started in honor of my mother. I actually purchased the property for her back in 2015, and she passed away in 2017. And I didn't want to sell the property. At first, I did, because it was just a lot of things going on, and it was just hard to deal with. But I had some, I have great mentors and advisors, and it was like, no, because the West Side, as the property value is increasing, and it's just a great location. So my cousin came in from Denver. My cousin Taylor, he came in from Denver, and from a bachelor party. I think it was his brother, our other cousin, and he was telling me that he stayed at Airbnb. And I was like, what's that? And he was like, we stayed at the, this house we rented, and we paid a certain amount of money per night. And so, I pulled it up and I looked into it. I went right to my computer, like, what? So, he's telling me about it. So I actually set it up that night. I studied it for 3 hours, looked, researching online and seeing what it was about. And I set it up and I called it Just Like Home. Because it's a 3-bedroom, and everybody, when they came to see my mother, they said how comfortable they felt. It was a peaceful atmosphere. Wow. But then so I woke up, and it was like I actually had got 1 reservation just from the night, but I realized, I said, you didn't even pray about this. Did you even ask your mama? Like, I still talk to her. And I prayed. I said, I took a step back and I prayed. I prayed about it. I was like, going forward, I'm going to pray about everything, because we can get ourselves in so much stuff and people can convince us that that's what you should do, but that may not be what God wants you to do.
And that's so important.
Yeah.
We have to remember to pray about everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Amen.
And so I prayed about it, and I said, I said, Mom, if you're okay with this, give me a confirmation. I'm gonna change the name to Dorothy's Place. And you got to give me a confirmation. And sure enough, the next day I woke up to like 8 reservations.
Wow.
And it's been booming ever since.
So you have clients that come from
all different countries. I've hosted well over 200 guests from about 10 different countries now. A lot of them are from like the United Kingdom, but majority of my guests are from overseas, and they come from all over. I'm a super host, meaning, I provide one of the, really good hospitality and customer service. So when you're a super host, they really market you higher than any other Airbnb host. People like the location, they like the cleanliness, they like the friendliness. It's self-operated. Like, I don't have to do anything but keep it clean. And, if they need anything, they can text me. But, you would check in just like a hotel. It's a key code entry that, every guest gets when they, 24 hours before check-in. And we provide a white linen service. We do a couple of free things like coffee and ice. And, we find out it's somebody's birthday, they're coming in for a celebration. We try to give a nice gift. And I have had repeat guests because of that. But as of right now, what I made in 6 months last year, I'm already 85% of that in 3 months this year.
Airbnb.
Yeah, 3-4 months. Yep.
So, because I have a lot of listeners who are trying to get into that real estate game and do all these things. But what's key that I heard, you heard about it.
Yeah.
Then you did your due diligence and you looked into it and you researched it. Yeah. And then you took action.
Yeah. Yeah.
You took action on it, and you're providing a very valuable service right on the West Side.
Yeah. And I actually have an event coming up to teach people how to do it. Like, people just don't realize, especially when people are struggling financially and any other means of income, it's another means of income to pay your mortgage, to pay down extra expenses, to pay for their college education, or to, go on a vacation. So if you have extra property, you just don't have to rent an apartment. You can rent rooms.
Wow.
If you are, I'm not going to rent a room because I need my space. So I don't like strangers in the house. No. But so they have a whole 3-bedroom apartment to themselves. So a lot of people, don't know about it. But if you're willing to share a space, say you have a whole house and you have 4 bedrooms and you have 2 available, you can rent those out through Airbnb. And there's some, requirements, city regulations as well that you have to go through. But April 27th, I'll be having an event to teach people, if you have extra property, properties, and you have extra space, I'm going to show you how you can make at least $1,000 to $3,000 a month doing Airbnb.
I don't think they heard that. $1,000 to $3,000 extra
a month.
For you to help you pay your mortgage.
Yeah.
Come on now. Yeah. Who doesn't need an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month?
And you said you're going to have this event in April 27th?
Yes, it's going to be April 27th at the West Loop Meeting Space, Suite 230. And it'll be from 12 to 3. And we're going to provide food. And you get to network. You just get to meet a lot of good people. But, you'll actually be able to see exactly what I do from even just my reviews. I have all 5-star reviews for my guests.
Is there a cost?
Yes, the cost is early bird special is $45, and a general admission after that is $55.
Okay.
So early bird, y'all, $45. $45. You can you make that up in 1 month. If you made $1,000, you made your money back. I'm just saying.
A lot of it.
You made your money back and some.
But you know what? If it's important to you, you would pay to get the information. A lot of times we want things for free.
Yeah.
And then we don't actually work it because it's
free.
It didn't cost us anything.
Yep. Yeah. Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Now, if you have any questions, you can give us a call, 708-223-8953. You might have some questions for us. 708-223-8953. We're right here on IntellectualRadio.com. This is Break Free. We are excited about LaToya being in the house today.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I know of some folks in my real estate coalition that have talked about, I want to do an Airbnb. I want to do an Airbnb, but stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Go to this training April 27th right here in Chicago. And if you're in Indiana, if you're in Michigan, you're in neighboring, come on. It's worth the money to come and support and learn how you too can be successful. But one of the key things I heard is service. See, that's one thing that we've kind of stepped away from. Service, giving great service. And I had just recently read an article about our new millennial millionaires and that. And they look for those venues that go above and beyond. And that's what you're providing.
Yeah, and I will actually, if some people want to do it, they want to, set up the Airbnb, but it's like, I'm not a people person, or I don't have those hosting skills, those hospitality skills. You can sign me on as a co-host, and I can manage your calendar. I can make sure that you become a top-notch super host for Airbnb. So if you just want somebody, you want to do it, but you don't want to be bothering the operations of it, I can do that as well for you.
Okay, so there's no excuses here at this table. We are providing all kinds of solutions. So if you used to say, I want to do an Airbnb, but I don't know. That is taken away. That is taken away. We have the person in the house that's going to not only teach you, train you, but has offered services. Now you're going to have to pay for those services. Don't get that twisted. Pay for good service. But managing services so that you can come out the gate, be successful. That's what this is all about. Each one bring one, each one teach one, and bring us all up to being successful. And that's just one of the business she has on the West Side. What's your other business on the West Side?
So I do business consulting and under Moore and Associates Business Services. And you can find all of my businesses under latoyamoore.com, which is my name. And so I help entrepreneurs start their businesses. My main focus is finance. I'm in the finance industry, so I'm the numbers girl. You can have great marketing, but if you're not looking at your numbers, you can be making a lot of money and don't understand where your money went at the end of the month. So I help small businesses set up their business. What's the right marketing strategy? What's the right finance strategy? And even determining if you need a lot of things. Sometimes we think, okay, I need a brick and mortar. Well, actually, you're starting now. Your finances are stretched. Do you really need a brick and mortar? Can you go in their garage? Can you go in their basement? Can you use that extra room and get your business going? So it's about providing practical solutions to help entrepreneurs live their dreams. And finance is a big part of it.
Right. So you heard it here. There's no excuses. We have the tools that you need to be successful in any arena of a small business. Because a small business, it just takes that right tutelage. That right tutelage to get you over the hump. Some people are just so close to the reality of their dream. And they just don't see the other side. What would you tell them?
Seek training and workshops that are foundational. I can tell you how to do things all day based on how I did it, but how I did it may not work for you. But because I have a background, education, and experience, I can teach you from a foundational standpoint and allow you to build your bricks. So teach things that are strategic. Go to workshops and teach things that are strategic to where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do, and work with someone that's trying to help you build your bricks on that solid foundation, because they gave you a good foundation to start upon.
All right. Do you have a good foundation, y'all? If you do not, when is your next business training? Do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, so actually I'll be planning another event. So after this Airbnb event, because it's kind of like me coming back since, over the last year and a half, I lost my mother and literally all of her siblings in her generation. So I took a step back from, doing a lot of things that I was doing. So I'm coming back full force. And the Airbnb is the first event. And then the other one, because I'm in corporate America, it's called Color in Corporate. The entrepreneur, the Minority Report. So it's going to be talking about, minorities in corporate America when you're the only one. And, even if you're you're in corporate America, but you want to come out and start doing entrepreneurship. How can we, as those in senior leadership in corporate America, help those that want to come out or even continue on as an employee? Because everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur.
Yep, that's true.
But in today's world, everybody is telling everybody, yeah, be an entrepreneur. That's the way to go. But nobody's really telling people it's blood, sweat, and tears, and you have to really understand if you are even made for it, because it's hard work, it's sacrifice, it's obedience, it's discipline. And if I can say right now, if you're not saving, you stop. Because you're gonna need, if you're gonna come out of a full-time 9-to-5 job to be an entrepreneur, you need to make sure that you have saved enough to account for until that business starts to produce.
So we have a caller. Okay. So did you hear what she said? You have to have a plan. You have to have a savings. See, some of us don't even know how to even put a quarter aside, right?
Yeah.
So we want you to have the tools that you need. And someone who is kind of thinking about, I want to come out and I want to do what I'm doing in corporate America for myself.
Yeah.
What would you tell them to strategize? How would they strategize?
Oh, have an exit strategy.
Okay.
So, with me being an entrepreneur, I'm coming home from work, doing my 9-to-5, and then I'm going to work for myself. So you're putting these things in place. I always, when I'm helping anybody start a business, business plans are good. We can do a business plan, or we could just do a basic timeline, like get you launched in 3 to 6 months of your business. So at least have a 3 to 6 month timeline of when you're going to start it and when it's ready to come full force and you're ready to introduce and come out. When I launched my business back in January 2017, 2 weeks later, I got sick. I had a bowel obstruction due to endometriosis, and I had to wear, a colostomy bag. I had 3 major surgeries in 1 year. On top of that, I lost my mother and I lost an aunt and an uncle. All of this happened. And, I was actually on my way to my stepsister's funeral, and I just didn't feel right. I kept throwing up all morning. And I told my brother, hey, I need you to take me to the hospital. Had I not went to the hospital and just got on the road, I would have died because my intestines were about to bust. So here I am just starting these businesses. And then I get sit down and then life just starts to happen. But thank God that, over that time, I expanded my network. I have a good solid group of friends, and I saved. And with me being sick, going on short-term disability, even from my corporate job, when I came back, my businesses, my brick and mortar was still there. The business was still waiting for me. If that's meant for you to do, it's going to come to you. The people are going to come. And God is so faithful. The people will even wait. Because here I am sick, and really, if it wasn't for my friends and my family not being motivated some of the times, when I got back out there and started doing like the first event, like nervous, because it's like I really didn't get it out there the way I wanted to get it out there, because I got sick and life started to happen. And it flooded. Like it was doing really, really well. But over time, I had one idea for this business, and it took a whole different life of its own. So don't be scared once you start out with your business. It starts with this vision, but it ends up here.
Yeah.
But it started.
That's the key, right?
Yes, you got to get started. And you said, you might have one vision.
Yeah.
And you get started with that vision. You have to be open to letting that vision expand.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't open, then you wouldn't have grown to where you grew.
Yeah.
And you had adversities. Come on now.
Yeah.
There were adversities, a lot of adversities.
Yeah.
One adversity would sit some folks down.
Yeah.
One,
mama. Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But you had several adversities that came and did not stop you. It stopped you momentarily, but you were still active even in the time that you were sat down.
Yep.
I heard you said you still did research and you still did some leg work. You didn't let anything stop you. I'm telling you out there, too many times we let the smallest things stop us. But here we have a testimony that despite all that she went through, almost lost her life,
Yes.
was burying family members,
Yep.
but still persevered.
Yep.
She never took her eye off of what God had given her to do.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times what we do is the least little thing, we let it stop us.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
But you forged on, and that, hey, I told you, you were going to find this woman to be an inspiration to anyone out there who has an inkling that they want to grow themselves further and further in their business. And you said that those who are in a job, there might not be too many of us in that job.
Yeah.
You have ways to teach them how to stand out in that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can be recognized in the atmosphere that you're in.
Yep.
We have no excuses. See, we're breaking free from any excuses on Break Free today.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
And I don't know what it is that you all are thinking about and what's churning in your heart to do and what you've been longing to do. But we're here to tell you today, put it on paper, put it before you, write it out, make it plain. And what you say? Pray about it.
Pray about it. Yep.
Pray about it. Pray about it. And then you're going to go to these trainings that we have coming up, and we'll make sure that you go onto the website. What's the website?
You can go to latoyamoore.com, or you can go to my Facebook page, Moore and Associates Business Services, and the event is there, and you can click on the Eventbrite and get your ticket. Yep.
$45.
Yep.
Early bird.
And you're going to get food. You're going to get food. So I have a couple of special guests with me on this event. One of them is Sheena Baker. She's my best friend. She's a real estate broker with Caremark Realty. Another friend is Jennifer Hernandez. She's going to be coming. They both will be there talking about, insights in the real estate industries and, mortgages and things. And then Elise Wooten, who's a celebrity chef. She's really good. Yeah, you guys, if you don't want to be there for nothing else, you want to be there for the food. The girl can throw down.
A celebrity chef at that.
Yeah.
See, that goes back to the hospitality and the type of service that you provide.
Yeah.
Excellence.
Yeah.
In all things, do it decent and in order and in excellence.
Yes.
Because you serve our master.
Yes.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
So what other tidbits do you have for anyone out there who they just can't seem to make that first step?
You have to have fear over faith. And it's okay to vent and to talk about the problems, but we're not going to have a pity party all the time.
Amen.
We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to go execute and some strategies. So, but sometimes a lot of people are not surrounded by those people. Some people they stay in the pity parties. You got to get yourself around some praise dances that's going to praise you up out of it. Like, okay, that happened. All right, next. Because when I'm going through something, it's like, you know what? I didn't already went through the words. Like, your biggest fear, when your biggest fear happens, which is losing your mother, it's just like, all right, what else? And everything else after it's like, all right, what else? What else? Because it's like your biggest fear happens. So you literally become fearless, and you have to believe in yourself. Even if just because somebody else doesn't find you valuable doesn't mean you're not valuable. God could be hiding you from the wrong people as he's preparing you to present you in front of the right people. So you have to believe in yourself and work when nobody is looking. Always, be a work in progress. Always be open to learn. You'll grow as long as you're open to learn and listen. Listen, there are people out there that really want to see you do well, but a lot of people are just not open to constructive criticism. You hear that, oh, somebody's hating on me all the time. No, iron is supposed to sharpen iron. We have to be accountable to each other and be able to call each other out as business associates, as friends, to make sure that, my mother always told me when I step outside, I represent her. So I feel the same way about my friends. And us about each other. When we step outside, we represent each other. So, we're going to be accountable for each other and our actions, but we're also going to lift each other up. And we all have different gifts. God has given all of us different gifts. So where I'm weak, they're strong, and where I'm strong, they're weak. So I'll say, don't let fear keep you stagnant or keep you stuck. Go introduce yourself to some new people. Go places you haven't went. Even if you have to go by yourself, go, because your opportunity may be in that networking event, that workshop, or just sparking up a nice conversation. I always tell people, my mother's from the South, so all her kids are always smiling and, hey, how you doing? People are like, why you always smiling? So like, from the South, like that's a little hereditary. That's what the people from the South do. But you never know, like, how you affect somebody when you smile and say, hey, how you doing? Go open yourself up, be nice, be kind. It doesn't pay for those things, but guess what? They will pay off.
Yes.
So in your experience at corporate America, give them a little taste of, because you have been in several different arenas. Give them a little taste of your corporate background.
So my corporate background, from working in the food manufacturing business, Conagra Foods, to now consumer finance manager for Coty, and they own CoverGirl, Sally Hansen, Wella, Clairol brands. So my customer is Walgreens, so I'm responsible for their P&L. When you go into Walgreens and you see that big pretty makeup wall, that's our team. And my experience in the corporate world, I tell anybody this, just as you're branding yourself as an entrepreneur and how you want people to see you, how you want to market yourself, you also have to brand yourself in corporate America. How do you want to be seen? How do you want to market yourself? Because if that's what you want to do long term, you have to learn to succeed there. So I've had, different experiences. It's been difficult being the only one. And, you learn the hard way, because especially when it's your first corporate job and somebody talking to you outside of your neck, you're like, wait a minute. I'm from the West Side and my mama from the West Side. Wait a minute. You're not going to be talking to me any type of way. But you learn, gratefully enough, I had people that pulled me by the coattail early on that said, this is how you strategically handle these situations when you're the only one, or you're coming across situations where you're not, treated fair. How to just carry yourself, because wherever you go, that's going to follow you. How you market, how you, it's not about what they said, is how you're responding to it. So you can respond to it and let it take you low or take you high. So it's been very eye-opening, and I love it. Like, I'm grateful for every opportunity that God has presented before me, especially with corporate America, and even this current role that I'm in. I really didn't even seek it, as I was telling you guys. I was sick, and I came back to work off of short-term disability, and the company had been like reaching out to me for like 2 weeks. And they were sending emails to an email that I didn't have linked to my phone. But all of a sudden, as I'm going to visit my father in Arkansas, this email comes through, and I'm like, who are these people and what do they want? And, they tell me that, hey, we've been trying to contact you, we want to interview you for this role, XYZ. And so, it just goes forth from there. And the final day, it's like, hey, we want you to meet, the hiring managers. And I'm like, well, I'm at work, I'm not dressed up. And, actually was in meetings all that day, but I was going to, be free for lunch. And I asked the HR recruiter, I said, well, where are you located? And she said the location, and they were right across the street from my job, my current job. And I walked across the street and I signed my offer letter, and it's been wonderful ever since.
Looky here. Gotta open the door. You might not even know that they're reaching and seeking you.
Yeah.
She didn't have to do anything. They were seeking her. That's the favor of God on her life. Yeah. And like she said, she prays about it.
Yeah.
She prays about her destiny. She prays about her businesses. Yeah. And that is a key to any formula of success.
Yeah.
Put it before the Lord and pray over it, and ask him to grow it and give you direction on how to grow it.
Yeah. And he actually, before I even, how you just say those little small little prayers when you're walking, like, Lord, I would like to do this. And I actually, I remember sitting on my couch and a CoverGirl commercial came on. I said, Lord, I love to work for CoverGirl. And look what transpired less than 2 months later. And it was just a little, people don't realize when you're talking to God, you're in constant prayer with him. Like, you don't have to just be praying out loud in your thoughts. You're talking to him. And, but I spoke that. I said, man, I just sat on the couch with I was eating food as I normally do because I'm greedy. And I just thought, I love to work CoverGirl. And it just happened. He just lined it up.
Amen. So we just lined up some powerful information for you all out there who are trying to be entrepreneurs. started a business and haven't quite got it off the ground, you just need a little push. You just need a little help. You've been looking at the real estate game, because I'm going to tell you, everything you turn on, everybody says real estate's where to be. Real estate. And they act like it's so easy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, they act like it's so easy. You're going to get rich the next day. Not.
Yeah.
There is work to be done.
Yes.
And we have right here the place where you can go on April 27th.
Yes.
For an early bird special of $45. You heard it right here on Break Free on IntellectualRadio.com. If you have any questions for our guests, you can call us at 708-223-8953. And if you need a ticket, go onto our website, Latoya Moore. You can go on to Facebook.
Yep. And Moore and Associates Business Services on Facebook. Yep.
And do you have a phone number that they can call, and business number?
You can email at info@growwithmore, which is my last name, growwithmore.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram at LatoyaMoore_, and you'll be able to click on the link and get the ticket there as well.
Okay, so you should be blowing up the lines, getting a ticket, $45. Early bird special. I don't want, we have no excuses here. We have provided you with an entrepreneur who has already made her mark. 5-star Airbnb. You can start off as a 1-star, but we want you to start off as 5-star. And you can start off at 1-star if you don't go to this training. I'm just saying.
And another thing, like if all those that come and you like, okay, I want to get it started, but you want a glimpse of what an actual Airbnb look like, you get a private one. So that's included in the price. You'll set up a separate private tour of an Airbnb. And what people do like is, a lot of different Airbnbs do a lot of different things. I provide everything white linen service. So a professional laundry service comes in and picks up the laundry and takes it out, and it's professionally cleaned. It's ran like a business is supposed to be ran, from, getting maintenance done, manufacturing. And the benefit of having an Airbnb, when you're renting and you don't know who's coming in and out of your building, it could be scary, because this building started off as a family building. What I love about it, my number one pro, if I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to be bothered. I can turn it on and I can turn it off, but I'm not dealing with people 24/7, and my place is not wear and tear so much, because there's not a consistent renter in there. So there's not a lot of wear and tear. So it's preserving your property as well. And when you don't want to be bothered, you can just block off your days and be done.
Now, you said that they also have to go through some legal things. So you're going to teach them at the workshop, how to get through the system, what things they need to do to set up with, City of Chicago. So that's the other thing you hear. Oh, but the no, we've cut out all excuses.
Yeah. So it's very simple. When you actually set up your Airbnb, once you submit the application, as long as you submit the right information and they'll take it and submit it to the City of Chicago. So from that aspect, yes, you do. My Airbnb is actually set up it's actually a corporation. So I'm a legal business because I'm going to do more. So yeah, you want to make sure you have the right insurance, because there's insurance on your building, but you want to have additional insurance for any injuries or anything that may happen on your property. But when it comes to setting up and registering with the City of Chicago, once you submit the application, Airbnb runs it from there. It takes about, as long as everything is okay, it may take about 2 or 3 months, but it doesn't stop or slow down your operations as your application is getting approved. Now, if something is wrong, they'll deny it. But you just have to work with them to get it resubmitted and get it approved, because everybody is required to have a registration number with the City of Chicago.
All right. Wow. So you've gotten a plethora of information right here on Break Free. I hope it was helpful. I'm telling you, there is no excuses that'll work here on Break Free, because we continue to bring you those who are making a difference, those who didn't just talk about it, they are about it. Their actions show it. So you can look up her Airbnb and you can see her 5-star rating, and you can read the comments of the superior service that has catapulted her to be a superior business. We aren't just here to be in business. We want to be a superior business that is long lasting and provides a quality service. That's what we want to do. And that's what we came here to learn about. And I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much.
I thank you for coming. And, we always say here on Break Free, I'm just going to tell you, break free. I'm not going to tear up the beautiful roses, because I told y'all, end of the month is the double nickels. I'm going to keep telling y'all I'm accepting all blessings. Thank you so much to our beautiful guest who brought us some roses on tonight. Break free. Break free. Yes, it's time to break free. Break free from all that is shackling thee. What has got you bound? Break free from poverty, for it is not your destiny. Break free from the slavery time mindset, for the power is within thee. No one else can set you free. It's time for you to understand that it's time for you to break free. Clear your mind, renew your strength. Claim your power, for it is you and only you who can set you free. I want you to take a stand to change the energy that is around thee. Take a stand to be, to create, to see the greatness that is already inside of thee. Be who you were designed to be. And that is when you truly break free. So remember, you've been on Break Free, IntellectualRadio.com, with our special guest, Latoya Moore and Melissa. Yes. Remember, your life is a gift from God, and it's what you do with your life that's a gift back to God. Until next Sunday, y'all, we'll see you at 6 p.m. Bye.